So let me tell you the story of how my fragrance squad went from this to this. See, I used to be the sort of guy who would, anybody asked me what I wanted for Christmas or my birthday, I would say, give me a cologne. Because to me, $55, $65, $85, that was a lot for me to spend on some cologne. I just couldn't do it. Every now and then I go to Macy's or some department store and see what the best gift I could get was, and then buy the cologne off of that. Or I would just go to the rack store and, look in the little case and see what they had and just take a chance on something. Sometimes it smelled like straight alcohol or baby powder. Sometimes I got lucky. But this time, and I got a Invictus. I wore the hell out of that for a couple of years. It didn't matter what the season was. All I knew was that was my cologne. It was an expensive cologne. It was a nice gift. And I wore it and I wore it and I wore it until I can't smell that scent anymore. So I went to Amazon and I said, let me look up just some sort of, just some sort of dark sort of fragrance. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I knew I didn't want it to smell like that, and I didn't know what that was called. I've learned that it's more of an aquatic smell, and I just couldn't take that. So what I did, my first actual purchase on Amazon, because like I said, I wanted something dark, so I just Googled like African cologne, and this is what came up. The 7 African Powers cologne. I bought it too. And it's more like an aftershave, but I feel like I'm doing this just to get the spirit of my ancestors, and I welcome them. I welcome them in my soul and in my life. So this was my actual first purchase. And, it's an aftershave or something, but I do it for the spirit. So now, when I really got serious, for some reason, Sable Bound came up in the Amazon search. So I read the reviews, it looked pretty good. So I took a shot on it and I got it. And that was just part of my first order. So these two were my first order. And I decided I wanted to throw one more in there. And of course, I was staying with my Afro Darkness theme. So I got Afro Leather, not knowing anything about what a leather fragrance would smell like. I got it for the Afro, and, I figured it would be some sort of attempt at leather, but who really tries to make something smell like leather? I just thought it was, it might be interesting. So this was my first purchase. So once I got it, I wore all three to work. I'm sorry, not at the same time, but that week, I did put this on first just to get the spirit. But I rotated these two for my first week, and I got zero response. Not that I was going up to people, asking anything, but this was my first time, really putting some effort into getting a cologne, and I wanted to see what the response would be. Now, I've learned that, these are actual Middle Eastern fragrances, and, everybody's not used to it. So I think these were a little bit strong, a little bit heavy just to come with a knockout blow in the first round, But anyway, I enjoyed it, so I was fine with it. But I still said, okay, nothing. Let me go back to the drawing board. So then I picked up Latafa Assad. I read the reviews. It said it was a clone of something. I had no idea what it was cloning or whatever, but the reviews look good, and and that's what you go by. If the reviews say it's good, the majority of the people, then that's what you go with. All I was looking for, I just did not want a fragrance that smelled like alcohol or baby powder. I didn't want it to smell like it was cheap or old. So if you got 500 people saying it's good, 3 saying it's bad, then, maybe those 3 just aren't with that particular scent. So I went for the Assad. And man, that's a special type of scent. I really like it. I enjoy it. Still no compliments or anything, but that's fine. I'm past that point at this point. Compliments are always nice, but it's not a reach or anything I'm looking for. But who wouldn't want to know that they're smelling good when they put forth the effort? But in order to smell good, you have to actually smell good. You know what I mean? So anyway, this was my first purchase, and now that I've watched 100 videos on fragrances, I have a real opinion about these. First of all, the Sable Bound, I felt like, first of all, I'm proud that I got all 4 of these first, because I feel like it was some sort of this introduction to this line of fragrance. I feel like this is, in a particular culture, my other brother's culture, that this might be that coming, when you first get a certain teenage year and you're ready to start smelling good, or somebody gift you this when you're 16 or 17. Believe me, I don't know this, but this is my thought after just, experiencing these, that this is the go-to. Like, this is one of your first 1 or 3 colognes that everyone, your uncles, your brothers, your cousins, everybody has. So I'm proud to have this as my introductory to these fragrances. This one, I felt like, was when you get a little bit older, you get in your early 20s, you go off to school, or you're ready to start, you're thinking you're ready to start dating serious, and you're ready to smell more like a man. I think this is when you get Lattafa Assad. It's just got that, it does have that, just nice, good, beautiful scent smell. Nothing in, too wild or particular, but just a nice scent. Now, Afro Leather, I had to get a little used to this. I mean, first of all, I couldn't believe how much it did smell like leather. Excuse me for thinking that a leather fragrance would actually smell like leather, but I never really been into it like that. So it was, special to me. I actually mixed these 2 after about the first 4 or 5 days, while I waited for some more fragrances to come in, which we'll get into at another point. But Afro Leather, this is a hell of a scent, man. I've come to appreciate it more, that I've learned a little bit more about fragrances and notes and things like that. So it's got to be more of a special occasion sort of thing for me, or, of course, a special time of year. But this was my introduction to this fragrance line, and this is where it's taking me. It's been about 5 weeks, and this was my mad rush haul. Now later on, I'm gonna take some time and we're gonna get into more, because there are more. All right. So anyway, that's me, man. I get all these on Amazon, great prices. I am very, very happy with every single bottle that you can see. I look forward to breaking these down more, one at a time, and just getting more into my experience, man. It's been a heck of a ride. It's an early ride, but I am enjoying it. Talk to you guys soon.